What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on my Grom. I'm finally going to be replacing that rear rotor and the caliper bracket, which involves me having to pull off this whole rear assembly. Well, not rear assembly, the rear wheel. And for anyone that's running aftermarket wheels or on the Grom or custom wheels, it's always a pain getting the calipers off and setting them right. But luckily, since with my new Chimera bracket right over here, and here's a new rotor. With this Chimera bracket, it will put the caliper up top, which is good because it will allow me to bleed the caliper if I needed to a lot easier. Because having the caliper down here makes it a lot harder to bleed. You have to put the caliper up top, zip tie it down, and then make sure it doesn't move, and you have to bleed it from where the caliper is sitting. And after that, you have to bring it down, and it's annoying. That actually took me a lot longer to bleed compared to the front calipers. And this, it's really easy to take out the rear wheel. It's literally just an axle nut. We got a 19 here. Wait, yeah, 19 here, or 17, I forgot, and then a 14. And this just slides out. Don't forget the spacers. And what I'm gonna do also is pull off this hub and paint this silver, just so it can blend in a little bit, because having this black is kind of weird. And also, I can finally adjust my chain slack. I haven't done this in a while, and you kind of see it's drooped. And it's a lot of slack, so we're gonna fix that and also clean up the chain with some Moto products. There's two Allens right here. And I'm gonna put a rag down here so it doesn't damage the lip on the wheels. And then pulling this off. And also I did add a little spacer right there. I think that's one reason why the caliper is, or something is hitting, and you can see that it's scratching up the rotor, and that's where the sound's coming from. If I didn't add that washer, this Taiga bracket would drag on the rotor. You can kind of see, can't really see, but one thing I like to do first before pulling out the axle is, of course, taking off the main nut that's holding this in. Loosen the rotor, loosen the caliper itself, and then if you have any zip ties holding your brake lines, just cut them off. Yikes. I should probably get that from underneath. But anyways, yeah, pull off the zip ties on all your brake lines so nothing's binding the caliper. And then I have this rag here, so when the caliper falls off, it shouldn't damage the lip of the wheel. And this side we're gonna pull it through. And don't lose any of the spacers. Make sure you know where the spacers went. I think I don't need that extra washer I added on this, because this one should fix my issue. Because you can see how straight this Chimera bracket is versus the Taiga, which has that curve to it, which is definitely not meant for aftermarket wheels. And I do have a jack helping me so I can pull the axle nut out. Oop, and don't lose any washers. So let's pull this out real quick. I'm just pushing it forward so I can pull the chain off. Alright, this is the thing I hate about having the aftermarket wheels. You can see why I left the rag here, but now I gotta pull off the rotor so you can take this setup out. Because if you take off this, it'll still be stuck. Oh no, that was my mistake. Luckily it didn't damage the lips. Now I can see the caliper is still stuck, because we have to now pull off the rotor. There we go. Voila. If you guys have not seen these, they do have the kanji on there, and these are super deep. Okay, I'll pull this off anyways, because we have new rotor. So this is trash. Make sure they're the same size. Yep. Okay. Now, we're going to need to put this new bracket on. And I am running Chimera Engineering stretch blocks, so this should be perfect. While I am at it, I'm gonna pull off my rear sprocket. This is a different sprocket, Super Sprox, but it's literally factory sprocket or factory gearing or teeth. I mean, it's a 34 teeth. And I'm gonna pull this hub out. Okay, it will come out. I pulled the hub. It's actually in the back here getting painted right now. I loosened up the brake line so I could adjust the line so the caliper's sitting up right now. And this brake line is way too long. I think I'm gonna buy a new brake line or somewhat tuck this and make it work. But after that hub is dry, I'll start mounting everything back up. I think I still have to take off the caliper and have the rotor floating and twist the rotor on like how I did it earlier to pull the whole wheel off. Yep. There we go. And then that one spacer is on this side. Super cool wheels. And these are actually two-piece. This chain is super dirty. I might just go buy a new chain or something. Or probably clean it up for now. There's no kinks in the chain or nothing. Super good. Just gotta clean it up. And on the Chimera stretch kit, you adjust the tension by this Allen right here, this hex bolt. And I'm actually getting a new belly pan in the mail soon. I actually bought a new one. It's similar to that one, but it's from a different company, so I'll show you guys when I get it. I also forgot to mention, and open this box until now, is I actually got cleaning products. So a company called Super Clean reached out to me and said, hey, we got cleaning products if you need anything. I'm like, you know what, I do. I clean most of my stuff with invisible glass. So they sent me out this care package. Huge shout outs to you guys, thank you. Let's see what I got. This looks like a degreaser spray. I think this is the lid. That is the lid. What's this? Oh, okay, that's perfect. I'll let my brother use that on his wheels since he's gonna get more brake dust to my little bike. And more degreaser, which is cool. They hooked it up with a shirt. And also a hat. I feel like I've seen this brand in stores, for sure, definitely in stores. So thanks guys, I'll put these products to use. I really want to try this one though, because a lot of foam cleaners work really, really well, like foam degreasers compared to the spray ones, but I give them both a try when the time comes. Okay, I got the hub back on, painted silver, and I'm gonna put one bolt in so I can have the rotor like this so we can slide the caliper in, and then put the wheel on top of the jack. Make sure all the spacers are in. This is gonna be on the left side. This is the right side. And it's gonna be like this. Depending on the wheels you get and from which company, they will have instructions on what direction. And we will, I think we could get away with putting this on last due to how the new one, or how this one slides in, because I could literally just slide in from back here like this. And since it doesn't have that curve, it won't be hard as the Tiger bracket. And then we could slip the caliper in from the bottom. So let's give that a shot real quick. And I gotta throw the chain in, or actually I might leave the chain off because the chain's gonna be a little pain in the ass to lining all this up. And I'll just take it off of the master link and then put the chain, or loop the chain back on and clean in just the slack. Let's see how this goes. Let's see. Oh, that spacer came out. Put that spacer back in. There we go. Let's see. You know what? I need to put the caliper down first. This thing becomes so tricky to do. I wish they made a easier method on doing this, but just like that. Put the calipers in. Now I'm gonna put one more rotor bolt. Here it goes, so it doesn't shift around. And I'm gonna take off these rotor bolts and re-Loctite them. Yeah, it looks like we could get away with doing that. Oh, you know what? Going to need to tie these two down. These are gonna be in the way. Once again, this is the pain in the ass. I'm gonna figure this out and then get back to you guys. There we go. What I actually ended up doing was sliding this bracket back forward, and there's like a little spot right here that you can slide this big washer through. And after that, it fits right in. And now I just have to tie all the little rotor bolts. I need to put them all back in and Loctite them. Loctite this bolt for the caliper and figure out the routing for this brake line. Yeah, new caliper setup with that new Chimera block. I actually like it. It looks a lot nicer than it being down there. You don't see it. This is long. I might just route it down here and then hide it somehow. Everything's done. All bolted up. Torque these down to 40 foot-pounds. You make sure you want to torque these because if you over tighten these, the wheel will have a lot of drag, as in like a bind up. Chains all cleaned up, nice and gold. And I gotta put my kickstand back on. I had to take off my kickstand to move the bike stand forward so I could bend the swing arm out a little bit, because you can see that they're sitting on the little caps for this swing arm extension. And still have to do the brake line, but that's it. So peace out guys, don't see others. A little bit of a tricky install on these. You ever get any fatty wheels for your Grom, but in the end it looks good.